Okay. I'm gonna wait for y'all to get in here, get in here. Y'all, whew. Okay. So let me tell y'all, right? I was just on the internet making sure I got all my thoughts together for Love is Blind and whatnot. Okay. And then I came across some news real quick. And we're gonna definitely get into the news that I just came across later on this evening. Okay. But Olajuwon and Katina are getting a divorce. Bam, bam. I knew it. I could not wait. I'm so happy for her. She is free from that man. It was just a matter of time, y'all. It was just a matter of time that Olajuwon and Katina divorce was coming. When we talk about Married at First Sight later on this evening, y'all know we might have to do a whole separate live for Olajuwon and Katina, baby, because I need to remind y'all why they should have never stayed together to begin with. Okay, everybody like, I'm happy for them. I want them to work, and I'm like, why? Why? Okay, so I'm glad. I'm so happy for her. Okay, y'all don't understand, and y'all know I don't want to celebrate nobody divorce or whatnot. But I feel like that if we gonna celebrate, that's the divorce to celebrate. Okay, hey, to Ellie, hey Sharon, hey Ellen, y'all. Let's get into Love Is Blind. Now I'm going to start playing the intro. Okay, so y'all can get y'all thoughts together in the comments and let me know. You say, what did I miss in a minute? Girl, you missed that Olajuwon and Katina is getting divorced, okay? And we definitely gonna talk about it later. That's what you missed. That's what you missed. That's what you missed. Okay, I'm gonna get the intro going, but I want y'all to give me in the comments and let me know what you guys feel about Love Is Blind. You know how everything played out while we get into this intro and get people in here and everything like that. Okay, just give me a second, and we definitely gonna get into it. Cause baby, when I say I am happy, whew, that's the best news I've received today. What a Friday to take off of work to make videos and then have to talk about Olajuwon and Katina getting divorced when I knew it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. All right, intro play. Let's go. Okay, y'all, we back. All right, so let me just tell y'all, give y'all a rundown because we're gonna be here for a while. I hope y'all got y'all snacks. I hope y'all got something to drink. Y'all see my cup? Ain't it cute? It's giving. She got nails. If you want the merch, okay, go ahead and grab you the merch at the merch shop. But anyway, y'all, listen. So, okay, so we are going to talk about the couples, of course. We're going to talk about Bartise. We're going to talk about Bartise and Nancy's wedding, how everything went down. We're going to talk about what is it? What was it? Cuties Gate. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the manipulation that was going on. We're going to talk about how we are scared for Colleen. Okay, we are going to talk about um Love Is Blind not having a lot of black reputation when it comes to women. We're gonna talk about what's her name? Zinat. I'm gonna call her Zay. We're gonna talk about Zay's apology. We're gonna talk about Alexis sticking up for her. Okay, we're gonna talk about all of that. Okay, I got some posts and stuff we're gonna get through because y'all know we haven't really talked about Love Is Blind. So I hope y'all ready to really talk about Love Is Blind today. Okay. Y'all, so did y'all watch the reunion? Did y'all watch the weddings? Let me just say this. First, I want to say that the producers of Love Is Blind are supposed to be some of the same producers from Married at First Sight. But Baby, when I tell you that these producers for Love is Blind on Netflix don't play, they don't play. They deserve the real award. The real award for showing people who people really are. Okay. Now, if we could get some of that over there on the Married at First Sight, because we still trying to figure out what's going on with Morgan, we would appreciate that. We would. If we could get some behind the scenes footage of that, we would love it. We would. Okay. So I'm giving the VIP award to the producers. Okay, because they was not playing this season when it came to, showing the clips of what was really said. They was not playing when they had old boy up there, the guy that seemed like he was from 50 Shades of Grey, putting in the fake teardrops and whatnot. Okay. I'm giving it to them. Go ahead, y'all. Y'all can have it. Where's the award that I can give you? I don't have the award, but I'll mail it to you. Okay. So I want to say that I definitely am happy that they gave us a little bit more than we needed. I appreciate it. Okay. So let's just get into some things. Let's get into some things. What's wrong, Gucci? Oh, go ahead. Take it. You can take it. Cold 50 stuff. Oh, not you messing up my light. Pass me the clip. All right, you said what, his filthy apartment? You talking about that? Y'all, let me get my light together. What you done did, girl? She done messed up the light. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Let me get my light together. Okay, the producers got us fighting for our lives. Okay, I needed to know about it. Okay, we're gonna get into some things. We're gonna get into some things. My daughter, she be doing the most, y'all. Dang, y'all, lost my thought. So I want to give the award to the producers. That's what I wanted to start this whole thing off, to the producers. I want to give them that. I feel like there was a lot going on in this whole season that just needs to be addressed. Okay, so who y'all want to start with? Let's start with SK and let's start with Raven, because I feel like this sweet. Let's just get it out the way. Now, SK and Raven are getting back to, well, they back together. They dating, they engaged, I guess, still, whatever the case may be. I'm so happy that they kind of find a common ground, and I really hope that they can make it. I was happy when SK basically told Bartise, "Don't try me. Don't try it again. That's my girl. I know she's a baddie, but it's okay." And he's sitting there with that little stupid ponytail looking stupid. I just wanted to cut it off. Who told him? See this? This is what I'm saying when you think you handsome and you're really not, and you just be doing the most, okay? Because why he had that ponytail on top of his head? Like, I just wanted to grab the scissors and just cut it off for him because he was looking crazy sitting up there. Just looking crazy sitting up there. Yes, please make sure y'all like the video on your way and subscribe and all that good stuff, okay? So I'm happy that they are back together and, they making it work and they figured it out. The word on the curb is that, he's finished school and they actually did like the long distance and they, kind of making it work. So good for them. Out the way. Let's get that out the way, okay? They also seem to be a lack of moisture. A lack. I mean, he needs to tap into that black side of his family, okay? Sir, I understand you're half and half, okay? But you need to tap inside that black part of your family and figure out what to do with that hair. Or just cut it off. Just cut it off, okay? Because Bartise was a whole character this season. Okay, he was beyond to me, just disrespectful, just rude. He's one of those shallow people. He claims he's not shallow and all these other things, but he definitely is. When in all actuality, even though Nancy got on my nerve, she was going to upgrade that man. She was trying to get him into the real estate business. They was going to own some properties together, and that's why he was trying to, trying, but he just could not get there physically. And the way that he sat there and he was like, all over, Raven, oh my God, you look like this and we would look good together. It would be you. It would be me. It would be you. It would be me. Like, people would just see us and be like, we look good together. No, people would say Raven and say, oh, she looks good. That's what people would say. Okay, because Bartise, I don't know who told you that you was that guy, but baby, you're not that guy. You're not. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. And now I know beauty is subjective and everybody has their own ideas of what they think is attractive, but he was too, he amped himself up so much that it also made him look not that attractive. You y'all understand what I'm saying? You ever seen somebody who feel like they the ish, and it's okay to feel like you the ish, but when you start bragging about yourself, it kind of make you ugly. So the little bit of attractiveness that he could have had when he started talking, I'm just like, Then he got the nerve to sit up there and tell Nancy. Now, this is the difference between Nancy and the difference between this is the difference between Cole and Bartise in this instance. Let's put it together. Okay. So when Bartise said to Nancy, Bartise sat down and he said that when he saw Raven, he was like, oh my God, she's my type. She has the right body. We would look good together. She works out. Like I could understand like why I had a connection with her. He told that girl that he basically had feelings for two people at the same time. That is what you call disrespectful. Okay. The way he worded it and the way he put it is what you call disrespectful. Now, when we get over to Cole, okay, Zay asked him, she said, I guess he rated, I can't remember word for word, there's so many episodes. He basically said that she was a 9. She asked him who he thought was a 10. He said that he thought Colleen and Raven were 10s. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to say that maybe he should have never said she was a 9 and they was a 10, but he was being honest in the most respectful way, I guess, possible. Because I don't think that he thought she was a 9. I think he didn't want to tell her that she wasn't a 9 and then make everybody, those other 2 women, a 10. So he wanted to put her close. I don't think that he was ever really that attracted to her. But the part that got me with Cole and Zay was that he is like they both basically picked on each other the whole season. Okay, you late, but he lied because he told from jump. He said he wasn't worried about looks in the pot. Omar, you know everybody gonna say we not worried about looks in the pot. It's easy to say we not worried about looks in the pot till we get out the pods and we start looking. Okay, we know that we need to, focus on who we are in the inside, but we can't sit here and act like what's on the outside don't matter as well. Okay, now me personally, I know that, like, of course, when you're having that connection, that emotional connection, everything is great. But when you see someone, especially after you kind of put in your head what they supposed to look like or what you want them to look like, that's kind of where things, get a little sticky because you still want to be physically attracted to the person that you're with, whether you have that emotional connection or not. Okay. Cole is honest, but lacks immature, juvenile, not ready for the show. Right. I'm not by no means necessarily was he ready for the show at all. Okay. But they both got on my nerve. They both equally got on my nerve. Okay. The whole back and forth between he said the sex was good, she said the sex was great, is when I started to look at her like, girl, what's the issue? Okay, like, are we going to really sit here and nitpick and fight over if the sex is good, is great? Okay, so if you say that the sex is good, oh, that sex was good. Whew, yeah, the sex was great. Yeah, it was good. So what you trying to say is not great? Like what? Like, I'm not about to argue with you over that. You lucky I even said that the sex is good at this point. Because maybe I ain't had to say nothing. It's like, okay, the nitpicking, I'm not gonna hold you with the socks and the picking up the towels. She was very passive aggressive. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you with the passive aggressive of it all. She was definitely that. They need someone who could flush a toilet. Cole needs someone with bad credit. Child, not look. I'm with you with the pick. She was nagging about picking up his stuff. Okay, but baby, we flush toilets. He needs to get it together. He was not ready to be nobody's wife. And what bothered me husband. What bothered me the most about Cole this whole season was the fact that Cole and Bartise literally were offering information nobody asked for. That's the issue that I was having. Okay. So it's just like when Cole went and started talking to Colleen, he basically was dragging Zay. Basically, like, yeah, she's just not my type physical, this, that, and the other. Like, no one asks you that, Cole. No one asked for that information. Then he went over to, I want to say it was Alexis, and started saying the same thing to Alexis. And Alexis didn't ask for any of that information. When he, like, why do you have to go tell everyone that you're not physically attracted to your wife? So I completely understand where Zay was coming from about him, being disrespectful, because some of those conversations was not meant to be had because no one asked for the input. Okay, no one asked for the input. Do I think we dragged it too long? Absolutely, we dragged it way too long because she held on to it forever. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't have held on to it. If she wanted to hold on to it, then hold on to it. But what I'm saying is that, like, at some point, if you want to move forward, you got to let it go. When the man sat there and said, "Do you think that I would have picked if I do you think that I thought you was something else when your name is Zaynab?" Like, you thought that I thought you would be a white girl with, blonde hair? Did you really think that that's what I thought you looked like by your name? Obviously not. Okay, that's when I was sitting here like, thank God, because to me that makes sense. Okay, maybe you're not the normal type of girl that I would go for, but that does not mean that I don't want to be with you. That's the whole purpose of Love Is Blind, right? So at that point, I'm just like, let it go, move forward. We get it, we got it, we got it. It's like she between the both of them, it's like one episode you on her side, one episode you on his side, one episode you on her side. It's like this everlasting back and forth between the both of them, where they just don't need to be together. Period. Okay. But we're gonna get to that reunion, and we're gonna discuss some things. Okay, we definitely gonna discuss some things. Okay, let's go back over to Colleen, because Colleen had a conversation with Cole. Now, what I will say is that Colleen basically was not really entertaining the conversation with Cole the way they made it seem. Because when I watched it, she said that she was happy where she was. She wouldn't have changed her mind. If I did see you on the streets, I probably would, kick it with you. But we not on the streets. I picked who I got. I'm happy with who I got. Point blank, period. Colleen didn't say anything that was really sideways. Okay, so when she apologized for it, I definitely believed it. Now, y'all got to pay attention to Matt. Because the way Matt's been blowing up this whole freaking season, y'all better pay attention to Matt. When Colleen was sitting there and she went to talk, that man's face was damn near in her face. Okay, he was like right here on her. Let's look at Alexis and look at Alexis and Breon. When Alexis and Breon were sitting down, yeah, they were close to each other, but he wasn't like shielding her, like arm around the hand in the lap. Like it wasn't so intense where it was like, what's going on? This man is crazy. And I knew he was crazy when he blew up on her about that conversation. I knew he was crazy from the way he looked at her when they had that dinner in front of the aquarium, and she told him that she wasn't sure if she would say yes or not. And she looked at her with them eyes. I said, "Ooh, child, girl, get out of there. Get out of." Every time she went to open her mouth, that man she could barely talk. Did y'all not realize that at one point when she went to talk, he kind of tapped her a little bit, and then he started talking, and she just shut up? Y'all, I was like, so nobody see what's going on. And I hate that no one called him out or held him accountable for the way he act. He sat up there and said, "I know I kind of blew up." And everybody's like, yeah, yeah. Cool. Okay. So back over to Cole. No. Go back over to Matt, because Matt, we want to understand why you think that it's okay to be acting up like this and blowing everything way over the top. What's going on here? So we just going to let this all fly? We just going to let this all just act like, okay? So we're not going to address this man's behavior the whole season? Especially while Colleen's sitting up there looking like she's scared for her whole entire life? I felt so uneasy watching them. They did not address his aggressiveness at all. And that's kind of triggering, because I don't understand why y'all didn't address when he had at least two to three blow-ups this whole season. It wasn't like a one-time off thing. And it wasn't like, it was crazy. It was literally crazy. And so when she said that she's scared that every time they get into agreement, he's going to run, I could see the littlest incidents happening in that house. And he really probably, I'm not going to say he's doing stuff to her, but I'm going to tell y'all that I don't like it. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all that I don't like it. But while we on this conversation of him being aggressive, I want to pull up a post that I saw about Breon. And I'm bringing this post up because Breon was the same one sitting there talking about some, don't use that word. And it's insane. Remember when Cole was like, it's insane? He was like, don't say insane. It's crazy. Don't say it crazy. Like, bro, who is you? The word police? You the word police now, sir? Child, that's how people talk. I find it crazy. I find it insane. Child, okay. But I'm going to bring up this post that I saw. So basically, there's someone on the internet that says, OMG, Breon, I just read the draft of New York Times piece a close friend of mine is writing. And all I can say is your days of abusing women is over. Now, y'all remember that Breon is the one that's married to Alexis, okay? They contacted your exes and it's all coming out. Literally sick to my stomach after reading about your crime. And in a few days, so will the rest of the world. And you have the nerve to pass judgment on Cole. When this piece is published, you won't have a wife or a single friend in the world. You will probably go to prison for a very long time. Shame on you. Then somebody else said, I was hoping this wasn't true when I heard the rumors. What's the real story here? Child, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just bringing y'all what I saw. Okay? I'm just bringing y'all what I saw. I told y'all we got some things to get into. Okay? And when I say we got some things to get into. Okay? I don't know. So how do y'all feel about that? You say I don't see the New York Times covering this show? It has been a few days yet. I don't know. I saw this yesterday. Let me see if I could get the actual date. So when I saw this was 10 hours ago. Because that's the screenshot. The screenshot said 10 hours ago. I'm just bringing y'all what was posted. And so I pray to God that this isn't true. Okay. So we're going to keep an eye out for the New York Times piece. Grace says she don't see the New York Times covering that, but nowadays everybody trying to get hit. Okay, everybody trying to get on what everybody else is on. That's why he didn't comment on Matt, because he's just as bad, I guess. I ain't worried about Alexis. Her daddy got enough money to deal with him and get rid of the body. Okay, child, I know, right? So we looking at daggone Matt over there, y'all. I think we need to pay attention to daggone Breon too. I'm just saying, okay? So that's what happened with that. So now that that's all tied up, so we gonna look out for that. If I come across something and something's brought up, I will let y'all know. I will give y'all an update, okay? So I don't know what them exes said. I don't know what abuse it was, but baby, she said going to jail. So it ain't nothing like Alexis' dad looks connected. Okay. Nancy's mama and brother don't mind retaining the seat. Okay. So let's go back over to Bartise and Nancy's wedding. Okay. I want to say that I'm with the brother and I'm with the mama on this, because why did you bring us here? And I will say this, and let me tell y'all, because this was the other point I wanted to bring up. Why do they do this whole, wedding situation? They put on a whole dress. At least at Married at First Sight, they get that out the way. You got to get married. Then we go through, the decision day. I don't like how they make them go ahead, get dressed, because watching that scene where SK mother put that veil on Raven and they had that nice connecting moment, and then she get up at the altar and he says no. That stuff like that is like, why are y'all doing this to these people? This is pure torture. This is pure torture. Like, you literally got them getting their hair done, got the family there saying prayers, and all these other things, and they saying vows that's beautiful and whatnot, and then turn around and be like, I do not. So I'm with the brother and I'm with the mother because we trying to figure out why y'all bring us here. Yes, and it was nice. But I do think that it's the same setup for it looked like the same setup for all the weddings. So they probably just do one, venue and then they just have the weddings in that same place. Waste waste of all the mimosas. Right. Yes, the setup is so weird. It's like y'all look, I cannot like think about this. You got up today, it's your wedding day. You gotta say yes or no. You getting your makeup done, your hair done, you done put on your waist trainer, you done snapped them bits in this dress, okay? You done got everything all good and whatnot, and you go up there and you turn and just to say, I don't wanna do that. It's a waste of time. You know what I could have been doing? Anything but this. Anything but this. It reminds me of what's her name when she ran out the place and she was running down that hill and she fell. And I was like, girl, don't run too far. Don't run too far. Like, it's just too much. It's too much. You're not about to embarrass me in no wedding dress. On top of that, baby, we need to sit on the couch. Yes, do you want to stay married? Do you want to get married? Yes or no? Okay. And then we could throw y'all wedding later. Nancy brother, a part of the street life. That daddy probably got cartel ties too. Look, let me tell you. So he was like, I was right. I was right, but I didn't want to be right. I didn't want to be right. I didn't want to be right. And her mother was like, she's your only sister. You gotta be there for her. Because I'm her mother. I gave her life. I'm broke too. Now, when mom went to go talk to them too, that daggone Nancy almost made me want to snap her neck. Like, just click it off. Girl, let me ask you a question. Why are you talking to your mother like that? Your mother coming to damn, what's the word? Your mother's coming to console you. Okay? She's coming to make sure that you okay. And you talk about something, mom, no, go away. No, mom, not now. Don't hug me. Don't touch me. Go away, mom. No. And Bartise over there, like, I explained to her, y'all, after I explained to her, sir, don't talk to me. Sir, don't talk to me because you just embarrassed my daughter. You embarrassed our family. And you did all of this just to say no when you knew you was going to say no. So absolutely not. I'm not going nowhere. I was so mad at Nancy because it's like, girl, get a backbone. Why is you kicking out your whole family? And then you did it, so he thought that it was okay to do it because he turned around and did it too. And I'm sitting here like, is this really happening? Is this really happening? Right, mom, he's not finished breaking my heart. Let him finish. Right. He's like, I'm going to explain to her. I'm going to explain to her. Then he's going to got the nerve to say, if after everything y'all just said and y'all felt like that was the case, why would you have wanted me to say yes? Because we didn't want that to be the case, stupid. Even though that's what we felt, EK, okay? Even though that's probably how we was feeling, it don't mean that that's what we really wanted. So me saying, don't choose that man, girl, he ain't good for you. And then you be like, no, but I love him. He won't do that to me. He won't do that to me. And because you did that to me, after you should have been not. But let me tell you, Nancy, because I'm not going to let you fly, sis, because it don't take a man not one time. He only need to tell me one time that he don't want me. Bartise has basically told you this whole daggone season that he did not want you. So we're not about to sit here and be all like, oh my God, poor Nancy. Because that man told her the whole season that he was not attracted to her. Am I lying? Because y'all saw it. I'm not bugging, right? Y'all was there. Okay. He didn't want to have sex with her. Y'all, if the man don't even want to have sex with you, baby. We seen the guy sit up there and say, I ain't attracted to. We don't. Did y'all not watch Mitch on last season of Married at First Sight when he told the girl he wasn't attracted to her and then slept with her the very next day? So we not about to sit up here and be like, oh, men will have sex with women they not attracted to. That's a fact. He didn't even want to have sex with you, girl. How many signs, how many flags do you need to be waving for you to be at the altar trying to be confused as to why this man said no? So both of y'all gonna get this work. You gonna get this work because he shouldn't have to tell you more than one time he didn't want you. I think it's a total of maybe 3 or 4 times at this point, and the final one was at the altar. Talk about something, you blindsided me. Girl, none of us was blindsided, sis. None of us was blindsided. Was y'all blindsided? Let me know. If y'all was blindsided, say yes in the comments. Because I don't think we was blindsided. Did anyone actually think Bartise was going to say yes? I just need to know. Where's Ayana when you need her? She's over there on After Happily Ever After, baby, because we definitely gonna get into that child abortion conversation. Did it for me. Man, Colleen said F them kids. I mean, not Colleen. Nancy said F them kids. What? Who? Child, I can't. Like, Bartise really had to convince himself Nancy was worth it when she's smart and had her own business priorities, money, strong family, etc. A fool. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The thing is, she was an upgrade for him. And I'm going to tell y'all where he tried it. He tried it because he wanted to make it seem as if her still having property with her ex was going to be an issue. Boy, you didn't care. You didn't care. And he wasn't ready for this. He's still a young boy. He's still a young boy. He acts like a young boy. She said F them kids and got babies all over. I forgot she was a donor for the you were absolutely right. It had the nerve with that break. Right, child. They was doing too much. She was like, I don't want this, girl. And he didn't want you, so I don't think he cared at that point. You thought that was a power move. Both of y'all look crazy because you got up there disrespecting your parents. And now when you done talking to him, you got to go back to your parents after you done sat there and did all of that. Because I was with the brother and the mother. I was ready to run up on Bartise. I wasn't, not at one point was I surprised that he said no. But I definitely was ready to run up on him. Because why would you bring us all here, sir? Why would you do this? How about on him with that blonde the same night though? With that top. What talk? Did I miss that? I must have missed that. He was with a tall blonde the same night. I must have missed that part because y'all know these seasons be so long. I be in and out sometimes on the episodes. Did I miss that, child? Bartise's dad was way hotter than Bartise. So, this also what I want to say. I think they need to come up with a plan on if someone says no at the altar, what we should do. Okay, because when he said he do not, and she was just standing there, and he said, do you want to talk about it now? And she was like, no, not now. And then they was just standing there. I'm like, girl, get your bag and go. Girl, grab your pocketbook and go. Like, what you still standing here for? What are we standing here for? We need to have a discussion with the people on what to do. If for any reason someone should say no, do I get to punch them in the face is the question. Do I get to hit them with my bouquet of flowers? What do I get to do? Because I'm not going to stay here and be awkward, okay? Because even Raven was standing there for a little bit of a second, and she was like, and then she walked off crying. Right, we need a rejection protocol. Like, we need something, baby, because I was just sitting like, what's happening? Is this going somewhere? Are we getting to something? Because, baby, she was like, I was like, what's the next move? Do you want to talk about it? No, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, okay. Like, what? Child, I was done. I was done with the whole thing, okay? Just done with the whole thing. Hey, V. Okay, Bartise, SK, and Zaynab needed their checks. That's why he waited till the wedding day. You missed the blind. He said he didn't want to talk about his sex life. I got to go back and see that. Child, I'm going to have to open up the chat. Somebody going to have to explain that to me because I must have missed all of that. Okay, glad to hear it. Free Katina. Okay. Yeah, I like the officials when they say when they just be looking. That's what I'm like. What do we do? Like, what do we do? We need to have something to do because it is so awkward after all of that. Okay, so that happened, and I really think that Bartise didn't deserve Nancy. But Nancy was really desperate to me because there's no way I'm gonna allow a man to continue to tell. First of all, this man said that he was in love with two people, and we glossed over that like that never happened. Did y'all not notice how it went from him saying he was in love with two people to then like they were still in this nice place and everything like that? And he was like, is that too honest for you? Yes, that is too honest for me. I didn't ask for this information. This is what I mean by you keep asking for information that no one, you keep putting out information that no one asked. Nancy brought it up about the. I gotta go back and watch it. No, I'm gonna drop the link. Give me. We're not gonna stay up here long. I just want to know what happened with the blonde because we got a little bit of time. I just need one person to come up here and tell me what happened with the blonde. Okay, so I can get the story and then we're gonna move on. Just one person. I mean, everybody trying to get in so I can pick one person because if nobody decide to come up, then I'll be lost. You ain't got to be on camera. I just want to hear the story. How I miss it? I don't know. Maybe that's when I walked out the room for 1 second. I must have walked out for 1 second and missed it. Nancy had more smoke for it. Yeah, because she was intimidated. See, what happened was that she got intimidated by Raven because Bartise told her that she was still in that he was basically liking Raven more than he liked her. And that he cried when he had to choose between the two of them. That's why she was taking shots at her because she felt intimidated by her. So yeah, I'm gonna need somebody to come up and tell me about the story. Okay. So anyway, let's move on. Um, you don't feel bad for Cole? Let's get into where's my notes? Okay. We gotta okay, so let's get into Cole and Zaynab. Okay, let me see who's this. They about to tell me. Hold on, y'all. All right, 2 L's. Come on, girl. Girl.
Can you hear me? Hey,
Yes.
girl. So hold on, let me make sure I'm muted. Okay, yeah, I'm good. So basically, he's allegedly Bartise baptism is what they call. Baptism. But he was supposedly out on a date with some tall blonde girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was I think a day after the wedding, and he posted it on social media like a dummy. But I mean, he's immature, so
Oh
I
my.
get it. And so they would just confront him about it, like, why were you on? Why were you out with this girl? Da, da, da. And he was like, I'm not about to discuss my sex life on national TV. And it was like, Alexa was like, nobody asked you about your sex life. And he was like, well, yeah, but you asked me about the girl. And yes, I did hook up with her, but I'm not about to talk about my sex life. Like, we didn't get married. We moved on, da, da, da. And then that's when they turned around and they asked what's her name, Nancy started crying because she was like, but because I still love him. And I'm like, girl, how?
Child, how did I miss that?
Girl, I don't know.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I thought
It
I
was
was
like a whole little segment. Like they really talked about it.
I thought I
And
was scared.
that's the only smoke that they gave Bartise. I felt like he should have got a little bit more than that. Matt should have got the most smoke. I can't wait to hear what happened to Brennan because the way
Girl.
he was yes ma'am and yes sir, child. But he's scared of that daddy. Let me tell you something. I don't know what kind of Israeli connections that Alexa daddy got, and they have all that money. But honey, when he pulled out them knives, I said, "Yes, father. That's what you gotta let these men know that's coming into your daughter's life. Like she got a crew over here that don't play. The whole
Period.
family will ride on you. Okay, we
Period.
we don't
I
care about your farm ties."
Ooh, child. Well, I guess I mean if there is some truth to that
Oh,
post,
sorry.
if there is some truth to that post, I bet you he ain't gonna try with her.
No, girl.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
That well, see, one thing I did respect about the Jewish their vows, like the way they had it written down, and even with her grandfather, it is a true commitment. From what was annotated on that uh, their paper, their vow paper, I was
Mm.
like, wow, I have respect for that. Like they take their vows seriously, and
Yes.
that's why you don't hear. Not that men probably don't move wild in their religion or within their group, but it's not going to get out here in these streets because you're not about to disrespect the wife or the family. And I like that the dad said, yeah, even if y'all get a divorce, you still gonna take care of my daughter.
Period.
Period. I said,
Period.
yes, daddy.
But can he though? But can he really do
Girl,
that?
I don't know. He cannot maintain Alexa's lifestyle. He cannot. Girl,
No.
Alexa, not you. Sorry. I have a
I'm having trouble
Oh
hearing.
yeah, Alexa is answering.
no, Alexa, mind your business.
She be doing too much
Let's go
all
to
the
a
time.
good room. If you want to give me more details, please say, I have
She want to be
ears.
in the video so bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I just feel like Love is Blind, even though I did enjoy this season with the people that got on my nerves, they need to do better background checks because there's some crazies on here.
It definitely is. It definitely is. Well, girl, but thank you for filling me in on that because I definitely missed that whole part. I cannot believe that it was literally the day after he was hooking up. But I'm not surprised. I've told y'all this before. I'm not surprised when it comes to Bartise by nothing this man does or say. Okay, he literally is an a hole. And he's so shallow. Is everything is about looks for him. We look good together. We look good together. This was not the show for him. I saw somebody say that Bartise wanted to get on Too Hot to Handle, but he wasn't hot enough, so he settled for Love Is Blind. I said, I guess so.
Because he needs to go to at least a Dominican barbershop, like somewhere, fall in between. And let me talk while we on the topic, real talk, I feel like he was um ethnicity fishing. I think I got it right. Or nationality. No,
Yeah.
ethnicity. Because he was definitely trying to perpetrate like he was Hispanic or Latino.
Mm.
Sir, you're a biracial. Like, get by. And
Yes.
he lost me from that point on. I was like, yo, Gumby is whack. You don't even have a Gumby. I don't even know what it is. I don't know who cut your hair. You're corny. You're just big and goofy. And I'm so mad she had sex with him. Like, girl, he would not sniff, not nothing over here. Get
Okay.
the girl. Oh, I'm about to go off.
You got the nerve to tell me that I'm not attracted. I'm not his normal type. Well, sir, that's what happens when you be gassing these men up because she gassed them up. Okay, she gassed them
Yep,
all the way up.
she did. She did. And it's like, why, Nancy? Because you have way more than him. You have so much going on.
She definitely would have upgraded him. That's what I said. And when she was talking about her real estates and how they could have a properties and build together and this, that, and the other, I was like, wow, I did not realize that she had all that stuff going for her. And you want to stick around with this young boy because he's 25 and Nancy was like 30 something. So I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how does this even work? Like, why?
I don't know. And that's why I say I'm not surprised that he ended up with the tall blonde girl and then posted it all on social media. It was definitely to get back at Nancy. Like,
Oh, yeah.
she shouldn't even be surprised at the stuff that he does at this point.
Oh, yeah.
She
Oh,
should have
yeah.
let her brothers beat him up.
That's what I was hoping because he looked like he's about that life. Okay, the way he was running up there, I was like, just hit him. See, I feel like we need to discuss what can happen. Can I fight him? Literally, can I? This is Netflix, right?
And I thought they were going to fight. At the you remember when he went over to her dad's house to meet her brothers and her dad.
Yeah.
And the brother, I forget his name. He was not feeling him from the jump. He was just like, he a
Sure
little
enough was
boy. I don't know why she want to be with him, but if she like him, I'ma ride with her. But he is immature. He full of, he was just calling it out, and I think he definitely saw through Bartise's foolishness from the jump. I think she should have listened to her brother.
I think she should have went with her family and not gave him a chance to explain himself at all.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
But yeah, Bartise had a tall blonde. His mom, probably was a tall blonde back in her day.
Mm,
So,
okay.
um, yeah, and I think his parents knew he was FOS too. He was full of it. That's why
Mm,
they cussed him out at that family dinner. Like, you
hmm.
about to have us embarrassed on TV when you're not even serious about this. So why are we doing this?
Right. Right.
Cole's family the same way. They was, well, I don't know. I felt like Cole's family had a little bit of little. I don't want to call it people racist, but a little prejudice.
I mean, well, I think when it comes to like, um, those situations, it could come off like that because it's just a culture shock. It's something totally different than what you're normal to. It's like if you saw if your child brought home a white girl, like your son brought home a white girl, you wouldn't be, you're not a racist, but it might make you just be like, really? You want a white girl? You know what I mean? So it could just be some of that, like, really? This is different, but okay, I rock with it, but okay.
I get that. Yeah, it's just like really because I really could see Cole with Colleen. I think honestly they would have been a better match.
Cole
They
and
have
Colleen.
the same personality. They around the same age.
Colleen, I don't want Colleen with Bartise because I don't like Bartise, but Colleen don't need to be with Matt because Matt, I'm pretty sure, is controlling, abusive of some sort, and I can't rock with it. That way that man was all up on her, the way he wouldn't let her talk, the way he was staring at her face every time she opened her mouth, and if it sounded like she was about to say something, he cut her off. I did not appreciate any of that, and I hate the fact that no one called him out on his shenanigans from this whole season.
Nobody, and it was. I think he's mentally and emotionally abusive towards her. I mean, we saw that from the fight out in Malibu. They didn't even get home yet, and he was ready to, put hands. If the cameras wasn't there, I don't know what he would have done. To be quite honest,
You saw how bad ooh, child.
he was shaking. I was like, not a stranger. Like,
Yep.
so you can get on my face. Like, y'all better come and get him. Blowing up on me like that. I'm ready to go. Pack my bags.
And
I'm
she's
going.
sitting there crying.
Yeah.
And when she went and when she went out, and when she was telling him that she couldn't decide whether or not she would say yes or no, and he was staring at her. Did y'all see them eyes
Yeah.
really bothered me because they said it behind his eyes said evil.
Yes. He was he's like, I know this not about to embarrass me on TV. Like
Hmm.
that's the kind of look like how you give your daughter like you better not. That look you be like you bet I
Yeah.
wish you would. That is he gave that fatherly, that parently look like you better not. And he was like, just say it, just say it, just say it. I was like, girl,
A lot.
that's what you want to be tied to? Child.
Mm. Colleen needs to go Hurricane K on Matt in one good time and let him have it. Child! No, look, he wouldn't even know what to do. He wouldn't even know what to do because let her get up there and start flipping tables and giving him that same energy. Baby, jump in.
Baby.
All right, girl, I'm gonna put you down so we can get back into this. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, y'all. So now that two Ellie's definitely filled me in on everything. Okay, we all caught up. We all caught up. So I did not know. I don't know how I missed that. So Bartise basically was out here with the girls that's his type, like normal, which means that he learned nothing from this experience whatsoever. That he honestly still shallow, and he's a young child who don't need to be married to no one, absolutely no one at all. Okay, so y'all, let's go ahead and get into this Cole and Zay situation now. Y'all, please don't come fight me in the comments real quick. But I feel like something about the way Zay carried from getting ready all the way to the wedding made me be like, is she bipolar? Don't fight me. Don't fight me, y'all. Don't fight me. But y'all can't tell me that this girl was up there getting all ready and she was just like, oh my God, I love him. She's getting on a dress. She's looking all cute, you know, everything. And she's like, oh my God, I'm about to cry. I'm so nervous. I wonder, is he nervous? Walking down the aisle, everything. They look at the family, you know, her the seats for her mother, father. They say the vows. She sit there. She, um, she did a whole prayer. I want to start the prayer off and everything like that. And I'm sitting here like, y'all, when I say when she said no, I am so shocked. I was so shocked because I could not for the life of me understand where did it come from. Like, it's one thing to like know, like maybe they're gonna say no, but she was definitely coming off like she was all in for this. Okay, like we was definitely gonna get married today. We got the rest of our lives together. I was sitting here like, wait, hold up. She like, we're gonna hold hands and we're gonna say a prayer because this is how our relationship started. And she said a prayer and everything. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, this is so nice. The music was all settling. It was so beautiful. And I was just like, this is so nice. And then she ripped that man to shreds, y'all. When I say she ripped that man to shreds, I was standing here like, why is she tearing him up like this at the wedding? Like, no, like all jokes aside, y'all, I have never seen anything like that in my life. I was sitting here like, yo, she wilding. She's a wild one. She's definitely a wild one because they had the whole eye connection and everything. And he's like, you're beautiful. And she's like, stop it, you know, like cut it out. You know, it was a whole moment. Yo, it was a whole moment. And then she told that man that he was disrespectful and he was breaking her down and all this other stuff. I said, "Who child? Now we going into all of this just like this out of nowhere." It definitely gave me just a little bit of some of that bipolar that Cole had mentioned a little bit earlier in the season. I'm just saying, okay, because I was definitely a little surprised by it. I was just a little surprised. Y'all took me off guard. I said, what in the world just happened here? Because you could not, for the life of me, tell me that Zay was going to say no. She planned to embarrass him like that. That's exactly what it seemed like. So let's get into it. Let's get into how I feel. I feel like she had some valid points to everything that she said. But she also has to understand that she did not make this journey easy either. You understand? It's one thing to have someone who is just not for you and it don't work out. And then it's another thing to project your insecurities on someone else, right? I feel like they both have fault in this relationship, and she made it seem like it was all him, and at some point she was perfect, you know. And that's the part that I didn't like about it, because she was I'm trying to put it out, I'm trying to explain it. After everything she said and at the altar and everything like that, it was just like, okay, girl, we get it. Like, we watched the whole season. We saw some of the comments he said to you. We saw some of the things that he did. We understand where you coming from, right? But then we also like, but you wasn't the most perfect woman either, okay? You definitely were passive aggressive. You definitely were, you know, a little off. You know, you definitely were all over the place. Like, there's a lot of things that was definitely on both their sides that was wrong. So for her to go up there and put it out there like that was, for me, a little bit taken back, okay? And I felt bad for Cole. I did feel bad for Cole, because one thing I do think that Cole genuinely loved her, okay? I think that he was willing to look past all the nagging, look past all the passive aggressive, look past all of the smart comments that she make, you know, things like that, and really just love her for who she is. When Cole said that he knew that she wasn't going to be his normal type just based off her name, he already kind of knew what he was going into. I think that they both have faults in this relationship, and that's what bothers me about the reunion. The reunion sat there and they pushed this all on Cole as if Zay was the most perfect wife in the whole entire world, and she did no wrong. That's what bothered me. Now, I'm all for the accountability of it all, okay? He's accountable, you're accountable. But why is he consistently apologizing and you're not apologizing for the part that you played in this as well? That's the thing. Okay. So if we talk about, okay, we talk about, the incident that happened at the pool, that's understandable. I'm not even going to be mad at you for being upset about that. But you also have to understand that this is an experiment. You don't think that you're going to see someone outside of the pod and be like, I definitely would have dated you in the real world. Let's just be honest. The conversation will happen. That's the purpose of them putting them all together so they can see who they probably would have dated in the real world, which is the whole concept is love is blind. Them girls sat up there and everybody jumped on Cole, and based off of what Zay said. Zay sat there and made up these extravagant instances that made it seem as if this man was really tearing her down. Okay. She invited them to play the clip. She said, go ahead, play the clip. He told me what to eat and what not to eat and this, that, and other. So, which is why when we saw the clip at the end, all of us were sitting here like, girl, what? See, it was easy for us to understand that maybe, Cole has some of those personality traits that she was talking about because, he did say an act of some type of way every now and then during the season. Great. Got it. Okay. But when you sit back and you play it around, it's like, now I feel like you're projecting your insecurities on Cole. That's what's bothering me about it because Cole wasn't perfect, but you weren't either. When we sat there and we watched the clip literally had him saying, she said she didn't eat nothing all day. He said, why? She said, because I didn't want to, she said, I don't even want to tell you. And then he was like, well, you don't want to spoil your appetite because we're going to have a large, like amount of food or whatever. Basically saying, girl, we're about to eat anyway, so don't even worry about it. Don't spoil your appetite. But she literally stood there and took that as if he was telling her, you want to be a big fat woman if you keep eating on fruit. Like, what? She's projecting. That's what that was. She felt insecure because he made a comment about her being a 9 and Colleen being a 10. So then would she push her measure of what she thinks he's attracted to? And now I have to be that way too. So now I'm going to, every time he says something that remotely sounds close to something that deals with, my insecurities, I'm going to throw it back at him. And now he's being verbally abusive to me. Yeah, he said, oh, you trying to get wedding day ready? And that's the thing. How many people, it made perfect sense. When you about to get married, everybody's like, no, you know what? I ain't going to eat that. I'm going to pull away from this. I need to make sure my dress fit up. I got to make sure this. That's normal conversation that a man would say to his wife when they're about to get married. That whole scene, if you watch them, that whole scene, and I promise you, it's cringy, y'all, because it's like he is literally dragging. So when are we gonna meet your family? We're gonna go over here. We're gonna get here. Can we go? Oh, we're gonna meet at your mom's house. He's trying to, talk about the future, and she's literally shutting him down because the homegirl knew that there was going to be no future. Homegirl knew that he wasn't going to meet no family. They wasn't going to Israel. They wasn't going nowhere. Where's she at? London, wherever. They wasn't going nowhere. Which is why she sat up there and let that man ramble, push, pull, and fish for something to talk about, to get something out of her, and she wasn't there for it at all. So for her to sit there and project on him or her insecurities is wrong. Did Cole do wrong stuff? Absolutely. Do Cole need to grow up? Absolutely. Is Cole perfect? Absolutely not. Is his house filthy? Absolutely. Do he need to mature a little bit more? Absolutely. But then at the same time, we cannot sit here and act like she was so perfect, because she was definitely passive aggressive. She was definitely nagging. She definitely knew she didn't want to deal with him anymore. And she dragged it along just like Bartise did. Now let's get into this kiss. I'm going to say this. I think there was a kiss. I think the kiss conversation happened because all the guys seem to be confused as to like what no one really said we didn't, but everybody jumped in the Uber here, and I jumped in the Uber and I went home. I don't know what they did. Oh, I was too drunk and I can't remember nothing from the night before. Oh, and I jumped in the Uber too and I went home. Everybody was like, everybody jumped in the Uber and went home. But Cole was the only one who wanted to kiss a girl. I was like, I don't know. Something about it seemed kind of like it could be true. Something about this kind of feels like it could be true. But I don't know why Cole would say that. Something about that just seems off to me because there's no way I would go and tell my fiance that, oh, I went up to this girl because I wanted to get one last kiss before I got married. I don't think I would say that. Like, it just don't seem like the right thing to say, you know? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, something about that part is off. Something about the part is off, but none of the guys confirmed or denied. So that's why I just needed someone to say we did not. We all did not go. None of us went. I didn't hear nobody say none of us went. I didn't hear not one person say none of us went, especially if it wasn't filmed. So we would never know. We definitely would never know. But it just seemed a little weird, y'all. It definitely seemed a little weird. But I'm gonna let y'all get up here and y'all gonna be able to talk about it. You think Zay lied? Okay, so y'all let me know. Do y'all think Zay lied or y'all think Cole was lying? So I don't really know how I feel about it because I want to believe Cole, but something about the way everybody else responded seemed weird. So this is the thing that gets me. Cole sat up there and he started crying. When Cole started crying because all the ladies wanted to jump in and jump on him and call him all types of this, that, and other, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so now his feelings is hurt and he's crying. I'm not moved by the tears, okay? It wasn't the tears that got me. Yes, I felt bad, but I felt bad because it was like all the blame went to Cole. And I'm fine with if Cole crying because he needed to learn a lesson. But I need Zay to be crying too because she needed to learn a lesson. I need equal tears over here. Accountability goes both ways. Okay. I lost my train of thought that fast. Cole was playing victim. Boy, bye. Sober Cole folks in front of his wife. Drunk Cole probably had a final orgy. Not a final orgy. No, Zaynab played the victim. But that's my thing. Like, nobody was the true victim. It's just the simple fact that both of them needed to own up to their parts. And that's the part that got me. Okay. That's the part that bothered me the most. And I wanted to also say that when they had gotten married, after she said all the things that she said about him, and everyone in the audience started clapping, like, woo, you go, girl, that's right. That was effed up. I'm not gonna hold you. It was effed up because that shows you that this was planned from the very beginning. That shows you that this was her intention from the very beginning. Because ain't no way we gonna be sitting here cheering at the wedding. I ain't never seen that happen before ever. Usually everybody's like, oh, wow, that's crazy. I knew it. They was like, woo, party, yes, set her free. And then Cole was just sitting there like, I said, oh, look at Cole. And nobody was there with him. Like, he didn't have nobody to comfort him, talk to him, and nothing. Everybody was outside partying and dancing and getting drunk, having a good old time, cheering and, whatnot. And he just sitting there crying. I was like, child, this is sad. I don't know why it was funny to me, but it was funny, okay? Cole was shocked like Raven was. It was a genuine response. Right. Everybody was shocked everybody wasn't shocked except for Cole. Okay. They was outside having a good old time while he was sitting in there crying. So yeah. That's how I feel about the whole thing with Zay and Cole. So this girl, what's her name? Zay went on the internet and she wanted to address us and give us an apology. Okay, I can't read this from the screen, so let me pull it up on my phone. She said, where is it? Okay. She said, I fought for us until I couldn't anymore. I know you know, I know you know that. I know you know why I said what I said. I know you know what you did. It's okay if you aren't ready to talk about it yet. Okay. Then she said, an apology for the internet. I am sorry. I am sorry you weren't in that relationship. I'm sorry you didn't feel what I felt. I'm sorry we didn't have the same triggers. I'm sorry me standing up for myself offended you so greatly. I'm sorry you didn't see all the reasons for what I said. I'm sorry you didn't live that with me. I'm sorry that you don't know me. I'm sorry your insecurities are different than mine. Child, I'm sorry your online hate says so much more of you than it ever will of me. I'm sorry Deep's wedding was a week before mine. What? A week before hers? Long before you or I knew her story. I'm sorry you are attacking my faith. I'm sorry you don't believe me. I'm sorry I know how worthy I am. I'm sorry you have the time to be a keyboard warrior. I'm sorry I'm not a paid actress. I'm sorry I can't cry on demand. Oh, that's a shot. Shot, 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 shot. What she's trying to say is that he's a paid actor and he was crying on demand. That's what it sounded like to me. But okay, let's keep reading. I'm sorry you feel manipulated, gaslit, and played. I'm sorry I'm your villain. I'm sorry I'm your bad guy. Now everybody wants me to be the bad guy. I promise you I'm not. One thing about me, I choose my words carefully and I stand by everything I said. Chat. How you apologize to us like that? I feel attacked. I feel attacked. Cause like, what you trying to say? What you what you trying to say? You want to catch me outside? Like, okay. She wanted to be deep so bad. She just like two Ellie's Alexis just want to be part of something. Okay. So yeah, she's sorry about a lot of stuff. And she called us keyboard warriors, y'all. That's what she said about us. Child. Y'all out here attacking her. See, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Zay, that you can't take accountability for your own actions. And I'm sorry that you're not woman enough to understand when you're projecting your feelings on someone else. That's what I'm sorry about. So since we're handing out apologies, what y'all sorry for? Let me see. Let me know what y'all sorry for since she got handing out all the sorries and whatnot. I'm glad she included the deep part. I was wondering how they filmed these shout literally back to back, back to back, back to back. I'm sorry she thinks we care so much too. And I don't like Cole. That's what I'm saying. Like, girl, don't come attack us. They going on these shows and think that the internet going to show them grace and mercy. Not, I'm sorry she getting dragged. I'm not sorry she getting dragged. Child, I just want her to take accountability. I'm not letting Cole off the hook, but I'm not letting her off the hook either. It goes both ways, okay? It goes both ways, point blank and period, okay? So Alexis decided that she was going to go up there and she was going to say what she had to say. She said there will be no apology for me. Okay, so basically what she's trying to say, y'all saw Zay's apology, and she did a whole lot of apologizing, but that ain't from me. Okay, she said there will be no apology for me. There are multiple reasons why we stuck by her. We spent almost every day together, so I will not take advice from anyone who was not there. These are two sides. There are two sides to the story. I still stand by what I said. The is that element? Oh, the Celementine story is relevant. I don't like bullies. I will always stand for those who are in the right. It's truly heartbreaking to see how low and disgusting the internet can be. I hope you feel better after commenting such vile things. Child, go away. Everybody get on my nerves. Who's next? Who wants to jump in next with the I'm not sorry and I'm sorry? I definitely was crying for Cole. I don't care. I'm definitely over Zay. Child. Alexa, shut up. Go be married. Child, y'all heard what they said about her husband. We don't know. We don't know if she should go be married, child. Because we're on the curve out here that he did some things that he could be going to jail for. I feel like they trying to create their own drama. Because it's not this serious. Y'all know it's not this serious, right? But this is why I gave the award to the producers. I gave the award for the MVP to the producers because producers had to let the world know that there is not truth to everything that is being said. Because we all saw the clip, and she definitely made it worse than what it was. She definitely made it seem like he was really trying to tell her not to eat. She definitely made it seem like he was really telling her like she was, about her body and stuff like that. I don't like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give y'all sometime. How many minutes we been up here for? An hour and 10 minutes. That's not bad. I thought we would have been up here a little bit longer. I'm gonna let you guys come up here. I guess we could talk for about another 30 minutes if y'all want to come up and say how you feel about the whole season as a whole. What's your sentiments? Who you feel good and bad about? Remember, y'all, we can always agree to disagree. That's cool. Just be respectful, no cursing, the basics, the YouTube basics, okay? And you guys are more than welcome to, say what you gotta say. I'll give y'all some time because it's definitely been a whole season. Especially if y'all want to talk about something we may have missed over because it's so much to talk about and so many things that I can't remember it all. Brian, I'm still in the back. You want to come back up? You want to come back up? They came into the reunion with a lot of energy. Sure. Okay.
Oh,
So,
hey girl, I'm back.
Hey girl.
Yeah, I was in the back. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Like Cole, and I hate it because it seems like we're just diminishing like what he did, but I guess it was just like if you compare it, it wasn't really that big. Like I felt like he really tried to understand and grasp why they matched in the pod versus him and Colleen, because he could have went with Colleen.
Mm-hmm.
I think he knew what Colleen looked like, which is why when they finally saw each other in person, he was like, I knew you was gonna be my type physically, but I know why I'm with this girl. Like me and her match and connect on a different level beyond what I did in the past. So yes, you are physically attractive. I would be attracted to you. I find you attractive. And yes, if we was out in the real world, of course I would have went to you versus a Zenith. But that's the whole point behind the show, Love is Blind, because they want people to see beyond just the physical and match on a deeper level.
Yeah.
So he didn't articulate it. Oh, sorry.
To Elise, I totally forgot, y'all. I want to just wrap this up before I let to Elise finish because there was one more topic that I wanted to discuss, and you can stay on the screen for it. I forgot. So y'all know Lauren, right? What's Lauren's last name? What is Lauren's last name? Okay. The girl from last season who was not last season, the very first season. I can't remember her name at all right now. Okay. But anyway, she questioned why black women on the show, why black women were shown in the trailer when none of them had their stories followed up on later or played the center role. She said, I don't like how Love is Blind became all the black women. Lauren said to her followers on Twitter, how come they are always in the trailer but not the show? She also gave an insight into why couples come together on Love is Blind, admitting that the majority of the people on the show don't pair up for love, but rather to remain in the spotlight together. She said, I know it's slim pickings, but about 85% of the couples be forced just moving forward for entertainment purposes anyway, she added. Y'all could have at least forced some sisters to move forward. After spotting Lauren's tweet, one fellow social media user asked her how she believed the producers of the show decided who would get to have their stories aired in the previous season or more. Lauren replied, it's couples that get engaged that aren't even shown sometimes. I think they only show what they deem most entertainment. Okay. Speaking about how the show decision process previously, one of the program creators said, I think it's very funny how people say, "Oh, you put someone who was, heavier in there, and then they just didn't follow them." He said earlier this year, it's not like anyone wants that to happen or doesn't want it to happen. What I want to happen is just it to be true to the experiment. He added that basically he put the people, you can't help who people fall in love with in the show. Like you're in pies, no one sees each other, so we can't just control whether someone picks someone over, weight or skin color and stuff like that. But when you go back to thinking about what Lauren said, it's kind of contradicting itself, because Lauren basically said that they force these journeys, like they force people into these relationships to move forward for entertainment. Meaning, why didn't you just go ahead and force a black woman with someone? Why not force them? Because there are couples, based on what she said, that actually get engaged that they never follow. We never get to see them have a relationship. We don't know like who they are, things of that nature. And maybe they could be the black woman that's in the trailer but not on the show. You get what I'm saying? So now that I wanted to discuss that because we never got the chance, because we missed so many things this season, y'all. We did. So I also wanted to bring that up as well. So when you guys want to come up and say how you feel, I think that, y'all can talk about that as well. Me personally, I feel as though, like Lauren said, if you're going to force people to do things for entertainment, go ahead and force a black woman. And it's unfortunate that, it has to be that way. But I can honestly tell you that a part of me feels, and I could be wrong, but a part of me feels that when men in the pods hear black women, they instantly kind of always some sort of way disconnect, because we're not the preferred type, period. And it's very clear when you talk to a black woman versus other ethnicities and races. So I think that there is some part to it where people just aren't choosing some of the black women, and that's not, it's unfortunate, but it's not new to us. If you think about Married at First Sight, Pastor Callie even said that a lot of black men, when they apply for the show, don't prefer black women. So why do we think that it would be different on a different show when you can tell from our voices who we are? Like it's clear as day, like that we can't. When you're talking to a black person, white person, Indian person, Spanish person over the phone, you know what I mean? So I think that although we don't want to see it, the reality is that that's the reality. Unfortunately.
I agree. And I agree with what Monique said as well. We've already had our season where they were, exploiting us bad. So yes, I do not want to see that happen going forward. And you're right, Kobe. Like that's unfortunately just the way that it is. And even though I hate that for us, I'm cool with if it's someone who's not truly for them.
Right.
And bypass us by all means, because what we don't need is what happened on these shows where these women get on there and then they get embarrassed crazy by a dude, and then we'd be ready to roll on them. So
right. Like, I prefer you not pick me if that's how you really feel anyway. Like, we're not going to force it. But I guess to her point is like, why use them in the trailer and then you don't see any of them? And I also brought this up the first time when I started watching it. I said, we don't have no black girls. And
No.
Monique told me we got Raven. I said, we got Raven. Okay.
I did wonder that, because I was like, when they were in the, what, go back, I think when Colleen came back and she was rejected by Cole, and she was talking to the black girl, I think somebody was talking to one of the black girls, and I was like, well, where are we gonna see one of their dates? And I'm thinking, like, because they show a couple of girls walking down the hall to the pods, I was like, oh, okay, we about to see some of their dates. Never seen any of them. And
We
then
saw the first episode. We saw like one black girl in a pod with somebody.
Yeah, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, we're not gonna see no more. Okay, it got done. Oh, so y'all picked y'all the black girl, which is Raven, but Raven is biracial as well. So okay, girl, like fine, I get it. I mean, we understand that that's how this goes. Cool,
Right.
but yeah, Raven got on my nerves in the beginning. But Zenab, yes, she it was very Karenika to me as far as Zenab goes. I think she always honestly, I think she knew since Malibu that she really didn't see it for him, to be honest.
I never felt like she was truly into Cole, if you want to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think she was just like, oh, I was chosen, so let me roll with it.
That's what it feels like too. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah. And I never seen a white man cry like that. I'm sorry. I never did. The way that he was just at the altar looking like his jaw dropped, honey. And I said, oh, wow, he really about to cry. And then when his homeboys huddled around him, and he was like, I didn't even, I didn't even understand. I thought she was going to say yes. And he was sobbing. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
that,
because she fooled me too. I ain't gonna hold. I told y'all she fooled me. She fooled me. Cause I really thought like leading up to everything, even up to the prayer, like girl, you prayed at the wedding,
not
and then
having
you tore
Jesus.
him apart.
How you going to bring God, invite God to your, like, Lord, please cover this because I'm about to go in. Like, what? Jesus, like,
Child.
how did I get into this? I didn't have nothing to do with this.
So I was like, oh wow, not me. I saw it from me. Hey Sabrina, not me. You saw it from the beginning. Well, tell us what you saw. I didn't real. Honestly, I really was like, this is so sweet. But I, in my mind, right, I said she's going to say no. But after watching it, like I knew she was going to say no. But when I was watching the scene, I was like, nah, she's not going to say no. You know what I mean? It was one of those things like it's like watching Bartise. Like we knew he was going to say no. If he would have said yeah, we would have been shocked. It's like I knew she was going to say no, but when I saw the scene, I just felt like it was going to be a yes after all that we had watched in the prayer and everything. I was like, this is sweet.
Yeah, and she started the drama in the kitchen. Let's talk about it with that pale white chicken.
She said, you got to season this pale white chicken.
I said, sheesh, like you just, I mean, because I know sometimes I be doing that to my boo, like, what are you doing? But I'm not like, it's never with vitriol. Like, I don't think she realizes she's not self aware. She
Mhm.
doesn't, as much as she says she is in that post. No, she's not. Because
No.
you would own the fact that the way you say some things sometimes can be nagging or cutting. And then you would apologize for that like I do. I sometimes I can come across nagging child. My man and my son tell me that I be getting on their nerves. I think it's a Virgo thing. I don't know. We like order. I don't know. But then I'll be like, you know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did that, right? I shouldn't have said it like that. Girl, my therapist working with me. Okay, Zenab, get you a good therapist. That help you get it together. But it's just like she doesn't realize, or she didn't realize, or maybe she did, how she plays a part and plays a role. Because the whole chicken thing, you mad because he didn't use a spatula, like girl.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That this is exactly what my point was. My point was not see, I think everyone kind of wanted to be like all, all cold because he got like jumped. Let's just say it, he got jumped on the stage, okay?
Mm,
But the thing is that it's okay if he got jumped, but we need to jump her too. Like both of y'all could catch these hands because both of y'all played part in this relationship failing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And when
Mhm.
you said that, how she just says what how she feels, he's the same exact way. So for her not to realize that being blunt is hurtful when he does it, but it's okay when you do it.
Right. And that's That's what I'm like, girl, like you do the exact same thing. You told that man you don't listen to nothing he says. You halfway pay attention when he's talking. And you were the one who was just like, oh, I only ate peanut butter and a banana. He was looking at you like you were crazy. Like, girl, what?
Right. He was like, why we eat nothing?
Right.
She got the nerve to tell us, so if I tell you, I'm not going to tell you because if I do, like, girl, you projecting. That's what it is.
Yeah. And okay, I mean, that's why even though Alexa got on my nerves, I do respect the fact that she owned her shape, her size. She's like, yes, I do not look like any of the other girls here, but I'm proud of my body and I'm, confident in who I am. And that's that. And Brennan, she, matched with somebody who was also in the, who accepted her for who she is because she accepts who she is. It starts with you first. Zenab, don't know if what you've gone through in your past is true or not, because I have a lot of questions about that, but we'll leave that alone. If you already coming in with insecurities, baby, like no man is going to be able to fix that.
Nope.
You got to do that by yourself. You understand me? Go before the Lord or your therapist, somebody. Like, you're going to have to get that together yourself first, because anything that anybody can say, if you already have insecurities, they will trigger it, and then boom. You know what I mean?
You know what I also think too, Elise? I think he brought out those insecurities, and I think that's probably why she was so hurt by it. Because if you think about how she reacted, she how she portrayed herself, right? Like, I'm not getting in the pool, I did my makeup, I'm not messing all this up. She had this energy about her as if she was the ish. Even when he compared her to Kim K, it was like she held that, like, that thing to her, right?
Mhm.
So I think that by him saying like you're not a 10, you're a 9, I think that hurt her more so than anything because in her mind it kind of knocked her down a few notches.
But here's the thing, and I totally get that. And maybe I'm just in a different place in my life. I know I'm not a dime to everybody, but it's what I am to myself that counts. He would have said, "Oh, you a 9." I'm like, "Okay, baby, well, whatever. You must be blind," and kept it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
okay,
would be offended if somebody told you a 9?
no,
I remember watching Kevin Samuels and everybody was like, I consider myself a 6, a 7, a 10, a 5. And they up there like, oh, he like you a 9, and she like, oh, no way. There's no way I could be a 9. I'm sitting here like, child, what's happening? You know what I mean? Because it's like,
because that's there. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So we know. I hope we all know that we're not going to be attractive to everybody, right? All right. I mean, I mean, because I don't know what to say. Like, you can't force somebody to be like you a 10.
right.
You
If
you
my
know,
husband told me I was a 9, I'm not going to start fighting him. I promise you.
right. Yes. Agree. I'm like, boy, okay. I know I'm a 10, baby. In my eyes, in my head, I'm a walk with the confidence like I am a 10 that day. And then some days I feel like a 8.
I'm gonna be like, I'm a 9 without this makeup, but baby, once I put this makeup on, it's 10 all the way. Say what
Right.
you
I just think that she projected a lot.
hmm
And she lied. She lied to them girls, and they was gonna stand 10 toes down. I get it, they're girls, so they're gonna stand by their girl. But their girl was a liar, and that's why production was. I want to say be shady, but they just rolled the bean footage. Like, girl, that's not how that went. That's He asked you why you didn't eat, and then you said, "Oh, you would feel away if I said it or whatever." And he was like, "Oh, what you trying to get ready for your wedding dress ready?" And she said, "Yeah."
She
Mm.
wanted to look good, so when she say no, so she can say no, child. That's right, Monisa. I'll be happy with it now. Me too. So funny girl 718 said, if you are in someone's usual type, right? And they classify you as a 9, that's good. Of course, the girl he usually go for would be a 10. Don't ask questions if you're not ready for the answer. I
Period.
totally agree with that. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. And I wasn't mad at him for saying that because if you look at the way that Cole said compared, her and Colleen versus how Bartise compared Nancy and Raven, I
Right.
would take how Cole did it any day. Because Bartise literally was over there like, if you put us together, we look good together. I mean, they just gonna look at us, but they gonna look at us and be like, yes, they look good together like that. We take over the room together. Like he was throwing it in her face, like, child, you don't even know, right? And then
Mm.
he turned around and said, and Dad, I feel like I'm having feelings for two women at the same time. I'm like, well, Dad, Bartise, no one asked for all of that. If anybody need to be mad, it needs to be Nancy over there. But
Yeah,
you holding on to this for their life.
yeah, that's true. And I think Zenab is pretty. Like, again, it's she has to look at herself in the mirror and accept who she is. And
Mm-hmm.
everything that she puts on, the lashes and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I think it's deeper.
Oh, it's
But
definitely deeper. Definitely, definitely, definitely deeper.
yeah,
It's unfortunate though. It's definitely unfortunate, but I would be lying if I said that in the pause when I first saw them talking, I thought he wouldn't be attracted to her. Based on what I was looking at in the pods, and based on just looking at him, I just felt like I don't I don't think he's going to be attracted to her. And it had nothing to do with her. It had everything to do with what I thought his type was. So for me, the clarity came when he said, "You think that I knew you wasn't going to be my type just based off your name? Like your
mhm,
name says it all."
yeah. Her name is not a colleague. Like, I get what he was trying to say, but I think he kind of knew that, ma'am, you were not.
Right. Like, I mean, it's clear as day. I know you're not the little white girl.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why, she took it. So I mean, I guess it's an ego thing. Everybody take things different, right?
Yeah. I really would like to know more about her family though. Like, I mean, I know her parents passed, but how they ended up with the lady, and then like, why was your sister not there? I don't know. It was just a lot going on that was just confusing regarding her story and her background. But that's just my opinion.
And I'm not now. I don't want to make this a bashing session, but I just gotta say it. I feel like her attitude is very snobby too. Um,
Yes.
like when they was playing the games, even if you can't play the games, the want to try to play the games is the part that gets me. Because it's like, okay, I can't play these games, but we gonna try, we gonna have a little fun, I'm gonna joke, I'm gonna play, it's gonna be a good thing. Like she made that experience horrible. So it's kind of like you want to be mad at Cole, but at the same time, you gotta be mad at her if we're gonna give it out. We gotta
Yeah.
give it out both ways because they both had their faults and her attitude was draining. I would not want to be around her. It's like a like sucking life out of you.
Yes, Lord. It's like, girl, okay, can we move on? That's why I was with him most of the times. Like, we still on that? Like, you really want to go between the superlatives of great versus good? Like, I enjoyed it. What else? What more do you want me to say? Just because I didn't say great doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it. I said it's good. I loved it. You say great. You love it. Isn't it the same thing? Like, I didn't understand that
Me
conversation.
either. I was like, I never was child. Look, I go to my husband. I'd be like, "Ooh, that was good. Thank you, babe." And he'd be like, "I know." You don't never hear me go. You don't never hear me say, "Why you ain't tell me I was great too?" Like, what's that about? You know what I mean? Like, child, because then we'll be arguing and whatnot. Okay, I'm like, why you only patting yourself on the back? I want a pat on the back. Because like she's doing too much.
Right. And both AW and Sabrina said, like, and here's what I think, this is where I was going at earlier about I was with Cole. If he treated you as bad as you said he did, right? I mean, how long is it between the wedding and
Thank you to Ellie's. I almost forgot that part. Talking about something, I would do this over with you. Even if I know, I would definitely do it over with as long as it was with you. Girl, what?
I'm so confused.
I said, girl, what? Because, like, let me ask you a question. Like, woman to woman. If I go on TV to marry someone that I, love is blind, and he literally made disrespected me, made broke me down, made me feel horrible, and all these other stuff to the point I gotta go to therapy now and whatnot. Why would I do this over? That's gaslighting. She gaslit the crap out of him.
Yes. He that's what he was like, girl, if I treated you that bad, why did you even say yes? Why did we even get to the altar? Why didn't we just cut it off right there? Like, what I don't get it. And that's why I was like, yeah, Cole, like you got on my nerves too, but that's a logical question. Why would you want to continue it? There's nothing, there's no time, there's no kids, there's no property. Sex, I mean, girl, you can get that from anybody. Sorry, but you can. I mean, there's just nothing tethering you there, aside from the fact that maybe you just don't want to look foolish. But girl, you already on the show. People gonna have their opinion. I
Right.
didn't understand it.
I didn't understand that either. That's how I feel like a lot of it was more of her projecting her own insecurities on him, because there's no way I would definitely I would want to do this again. Ellen said, is she bipolar for real? Does anyone know? That's why I said don't come fight with me in the comments, but something about her personality does, I think that's a valid question at some point. Um
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna diagnose her and say she's bipolar, but I do feel like her emotions are a little wacky sometimes. And I get it because I'm like that too. Um no, I really am. I'm like that too. So I get it. I think it's just so weird, yo. But I'm telling you, I was thrown off by that girl this episode.
Honey. Oh, can we get the SK and Raven?
Hmm.
Mm, I like SK.
Me too.
I
And
do.
I was thinking they wasn't going to work, and now I'm sitting here like, nah, it's gonna work.
I do. I think he thought about it, right? Like, why they're gonna get married and he's gonna be gone for 2 years over in Cali. And I don't think she wanted to move there, which is her prerogative. She doesn't have to. She likes where her life is in Dallas. I did kind of question, like, well, why did he go on the show if he was going to grad school anyway and he was going to be away? I was like, well, why you do that?
That was my main question.
So that's why I was a little puzzled. Like, why did you sign up? But he seemed like a very well-meaning person. He was very patient with her. Um, but baby was expecting that man with his little stipend to pay for her rent in Dallas. It's like,
She was wilding. Wait, let me ask you a question too, Ellis, because when I made my video on SK and Raven, a lot of people were saying that she was a gold digger. What made people say that? Because I didn't see it. Did you think that's that she was giving gold digger vibes?
I think I can see. So she said, like, well, she wants to maintain her lifestyle.
Okay.
She wasn't going to diminish her lifestyle. She expected him, like, she was like, well, if we get married, you're definitely gonna be paying my rent. And like her expenses, taking care of her while he's over in grad school. And he said, well, he's not gonna be making the same money. He's gonna have to, his lifestyle is kind of changing, I guess, too. He said he just knows that he wouldn't be able to maintain taking care of himself in California, where it's way more expensive than Dallas, and maintain her as well.
But
Because she said
how
her
are we getting
hair,
gold digger vibes?
her hair is $500. Like she went down the list. My hair is
But no,
$500.
I remember all of that. I'm just still trying to figure out the gold digger vibes, because my thing is, if she's doing all these things for herself,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like she had a sugar daddy somewhere to make it seem like a gold digger, right? And I think that it's a reasonable thing to expect for your husband to provide and take care of you if you're married now. It
Right.
should always be easier. Two incomes. When you get married, nobody get married and be like, "Oh, child, I don't need your income." It's like, "Oh, this is better, right?" Like me and
Right.
my husband, he work, I work, we make good money together. Now it would be a little different if only one of us was working, because then now all that burden falls on one person. But it's not like she said I want him to do it all. She said I need you to chip in. I didn't expect to get married to still be doing everything for myself. And who y'all out here think that that's gold digging?
No, I think maybe gold digging is not the right term. I just think she, like he said, he didn't feel like she was willing to compromise. And I I kind of see both sides. Like she doesn't have to, really.
No, I don't think. I honestly don't think that you should get married and not live together because it made no sense for them to get married and then him be away and paying rent to be somewhere he's not.
Right.
I understand that part, which is why I was like, neither one of them needed. Well, he definitely didn't need to be on the show because as a husband, you need
Right.
to be able to provide in some sort. And I'm not saying all 100%, but like no one marries a anyone without without a little bit more stability. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna marry you. You're off, in another state doing your own thing. You're in school. I'm here, still doing everything on my own. It's kind of like you're not even here with me, and I'm still paying all my bills by myself. I could have just stayed single.
Yeah. I I don't know. I like who said that? I think Tasia said that she think it was the rent thing. That's what I thought it was too. I thought it was the rent thing and I thought it was just her not willing to compromise, but I probably wouldn't say gold digger.
Yeah, because they said she was a gold digger. And I was like, I mean, I don't think it's gold digger. And I think that's why he didn't commit to marrying her because he didn't want to be not able to support her the way a husband's supposed to support a wife.
Yeah. And honestly, woo child, I think his mom was being nice and his sister, but they knew she's not cut out for it.
I didn't like how they made her like who just said that? AW said her he said her family her relationship with her family was an issue. So why is it no longer an issue? AW, the thing is that the family not being there was the issue because the family didn't want to be on TV. I don't
Yeah.
think it was that they was never there because she said you spoke to my mom, you spoke to my parents, you met them, like everything's fine. They just don't want to be a part of this process. So I think it really just falls down to the fact that now that they're not in the process, they can actually, be around each other without cameras. So maybe that's probably why it's not so much of an issue anymore.
Yeah. I just hope that culturally she understands what she's getting into. That was my only thing with her. Because it's just like her mom, the lady at the shop, like they were letting her know, honey, like you're gonna have to shrink who you are to uphold your man.
They would they say
And Raven,
bow down to him?
huh?
Would they say bow down or something?
Humble yourself. That was what the mom, the I don't know if the mom said it or the shop owner said it, but they all essentially were saying the same thing, like you're gonna have to humble who you are. And Raven was looking like, no, I'm not diminishing who I am. And that's why I'm like, girl.
Mm-hmm.
And SK, as traditional as he seems like he is, I think he's just traditional to the culture uh display, but probably not like mentally. I don't know. He didn't come across that way.
I hope that he doesn't. I hope that she doesn't lose her identity by being with him though.
Right.
Only because something apart, like even from watching their journey, it was always about his culture, her learning the language, her eating the food. The wedding was all about his traditional wear. It was always his culture, and it was like the little bit of culture that she wanted to add of her own, it would seem like a problem. Like they didn't want her to wear a regular dress, but they didn't want her to, they wanted her to do the whole thing. The hair wasn't good enough for her. Hey
Hey,
Sabrina. Hello.
Oh, hey, can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, welcome to the channel, girl.
Hey, thank you. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm tired of typing. I just finished cooking my rice. It's off the stove. Let me come up on here because I'll be watching Love is Blind. Okay.
yes.
And I love your channel, Chloe. Shout out to you and 2Ls. What's going on, ladies?
Hey, yes, girl. What you got to say? Because I see you in the comments going at it. I said, girl, just click the link already.
I know. I felt like I feel like she want me to click the link. So
I just didn't want to put you on the spot.
yeah. So my thing is and I have so much to say about everybody on this season, but since we're discussing SK and Raven right now, my thing is SK seems like he is grounded. I feel like he got goals. I feel like, he's building his future right now. He's in grad school. He's trying to accomplish some things in his life. And if you really think about it, like think back through the whole season, what has he really said about Raven? Like, she's this, she's that, she's amazing. I see her building, or I see myself building with her. Like, think about it. What has SK really said about Raven in their future throughout this whole process? He said absolutely nothing, really.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So like, I feel like, he was maybe hoping for more, because just the time in the pause, like they talked about, a lot of things or whatever. But I just feel like by me seeing like his culture, his mother, and how he's, raised, I just feel like he saw her as a beautiful face. He wanted more from her. I feel like he would have married that lady. He absolutely would have, but she literally brought nothing. And in my situation and how I see things is, I don't want to date anybody that's, not on the level of, in having the same mindset of me moving forward. Like, I'm an entrepreneur, like I'm out here hustling, bustling, and if I'm not going to date anybody, this is just my preference. I'm not going to date anybody that just has a 9 to 5. And then like, he comes home after 5 o'clock and all he does is just sit around and watch TV all day. Like, that's just, I'm not compatible with that type of person, and I feel like he sees her as really not on his level. I mean, think about it. He didn't marry the lady, but you gonna smash her like after the fact, like after the show, like now y'all like sexing and doing all this, and because he ain't see her as wifey material, and he's never going to.
You don't think that maybe he's willing to work with that from her because he knows that eventually, like I said, she will lose herself, and then, like his mother said, humble herself and become that traditional wife that he claims he doesn't want?
Because if you think about it, she said that she was obviously ready to marry him, which means that she was willing to put herself in that position and become that woman that he wanted her to be, because obviously she saw him as potential. I feel like Raven was looking at SK like 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the road, like this is a good look. He ain't see her as a good look. He saw her as just an Pilates instructor. That's all he saw her as, period.
Yeah. And maybe, well, he did not know what Pilates was in the first place. So yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess he's understood that it was profitable because she's maintaining her own lifestyle. To what degree? I mean, I don't know if she has roommates, but I mean, nonetheless, I can see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I agree. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from her. She's a successful woman out here. She has her own business. Like, kudos to her. Congratulations. You guys know I'm always, but when it comes to the show and from what I saw just from them two, I feel like, and I see someone in chat saying like Nigerians can be traditional. He may want a trophy wife. That's absolutely right. He absolutely might want a trophy wife. But guess what? He's going to look for a Raven that has a grad, that's in grad school, or that has, like their masters, or they have their doctorate, or he's going to look for a Raven with a doctorate is just what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm just saying I've had a lot of experience when it comes to men and conversations with men and just talking to them and just their expectation levels. Because my thing is even if he saw potential, if a man sees potential in a woman that is as beautiful as she is, that is driven as she is, if he saw more potential, he would have married her just off of the potential. But he did not.
Good point.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he was like, and I'm about to go away, and I don't know,
Yeah,
I get it.
Think about all these men that are in the army, that's in the military, that know they about to be shipped out. They like, you know what? Let me go ahead and marry Sue over here, because I know she gonna have my back. I know she gonna be a good woman. I know she gonna hold it down. We gonna have some pretty babies. So let me just go ahead and marry her off of the potential and hope that she still stick around when I get back in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, people, a man is not gonna just marry just to be marrying somebody. It's men out here that's been with women for 7, 10 years and will never marry them.
Girl, listen. Like DJ Mustard now. He was with that woman for a decade and then what they were married for less than 2 years and got a divorce. That's crazy.
Yeah, like he's like, you know what, the fact that she even decided to like deal with him after the fact just makes me like, I was so frustrated by that. I was like, what, like this man didn't want to marry you, but you gonna like entertain him now, and like y'all smashing now. I would entertain him, I would be friends with him, but I would have never gave it up. I would have never had an intimate relationship. Like we couldn't, you couldn't do that with me on the show, but you gonna do that with me now? Like, come
How
on.
long ago how long ago after the reunion where was the filming? Like how long, like what's the in between time between ending filming and the reunion? Anyone know?
I have no idea.
Because I feel like if it's been a certain amount of time, maybe it's one of those things where it's like now that he's almost finished school and he's ready to commit, like maybe he get married. I don't know.
I think that's what he said at the reunion, that he was finished school or finishing up. I don't know. Or maybe I saw on another interview recently that he said that he was finished school, and so now that he's done with that part, he and Raven have been together since then, so they're gonna go forward with everything. And I was
I
like,
mean, I hope it works out for them. I mean, you know what I mean? I really did not see this couple really being together. I just did not see a connection.
mhm,
He just looked like he wanted to connect with her on that level, but she just seemed so guarded throughout the process.
mhm,
Like she just really
yes,
wasn't feeling. I didn't see no chemistry. I ain't see no sexual chemistry. I ain't see nothing, nada.
It was so weird. Like it's just like how y'all end up in love. Like what happened?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
heart chakras, y'all. It's the heart chakras. She opened them up. He opened them up.
it was like one day it was the mere, like she looked like she was not repulsed by him, but just like, "Ugh, don't touch me, I don't know you." And then it was just like, "Woo, legs open, come kiss me, come touch me." I'm like, girl, how, that was a matter of episodes. What happened? Come on.
When you say guarded, that reminds me of Alexis because Alexis didn't seem like she liked Breon the whole season at all.
Hmm.
So this is they surprised me the most because they made him seem so perfect, but I didn't see any chemistry.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either. That's why
Yeah.
when, I mean, I just knew, I was like, oh, they definitely not gonna get married. They both not gonna choose each other. And the way she was upset, I just was like, oh, I was like, is she really upset?
She was
Or
hurt.
yeah, she was, and I feel like she wasn't upset because I honestly in my heart feel like she really don't like that man. I feel like she was upset as she was because she probably has never really been rejected ever. And then to have somebody
Mm,
reject her on national TV, oh, how
mm.
embarrassing. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
I mean, hence, I mean, I've been through it. So
You chose yourself.
yeah. But you know, I had to deal with someone that I didn't choose. So I mean, I get it. Like you don't think about it because right now, you know, right at that point, you're in the process and you just trying to make the best decision for you. And I just feel like, you know, she just never had no one to, and maybe she feels like, guess what? I feel like maybe when he didn't choose her, her little endorphins was like, that turned me on because ain't nobody never, you know, turned her down before.
That's that toxic trait. Look at that toxic trait.
Yeah.
It's definitely like what's his name? Like Chrissy, what's his name? Mitch getting turned on by what's that girl? Mitch getting turned out by Kristen every time she curses him out. That he turned on. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, and then they go have amazing, you know, sex or whatever. So yeah, I don't know, but just that whole thing was weird, and just her reaction was weird because I was like, she is real upset. And I was like, no. And then I, you know, had to think about it. I had to reprogram my brain, like, no, why is she that upset? Why is she really crying and, you know, talking about his mother and all that? Yeah, it wasn't because in real life I don't really feel like she was gonna choose him either. I just feel like it was the rejection
Yeah.
that upset her. Hmm.
'Cause his mother looked like, I know you ain't wasting my damn time.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think her mom really wanted them to get married. I really feel like she really liked Raven.
She did.
And and SK was like, yeah, like I rather deal with the sadness from my mom instead of me being married to a woman that is just not on my level. You know,
Mm.
he was real.
So now we have to see if he gonna marry her. Child, I
What?
hope that don't happen. I hope they do.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to prove because I love love. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we just on here critiquing what we see on TV, and we all know that it's always a lot of footage left on that floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they do work out, like kudos, like prove me wrong. Like I'm gonna be tuned in when they get married, and when they
I
decide.
hope it works out for them because, like, something about Raven, even though it was hard to see, it seems like something about her and him is genuine. Because even when she was at the bachelor party and she was like, "I'd rather be home with my fiance" or something like that, or when she saw him and she got up and ran over to him on the stage, and I was like, "This is cute."
Hmm.
It seemed genuine.
They were so cute. I was like, oh. I like my men patient like SK. I mean, from what they showed on TV. I don't know if he's like that IRL, but I don't do well with the Bartises type of personalities. Like, not the Mats. You trying to control me? I'm a rebel off rip. Don't try to tell me you gonna be. Oh, nope, you're not leading me. Nope.
Yeah, Bartise.
I'm good. I'm a grown woman. I've been doing this life for close to 40 years. Back up off me, sir. Now you can show me some things that I don't know. Yeah, you can expose me, but sorry, I just got triggered. I just don't like those type of men. I like my men like SK, like you confident in your own, you chilling, you don't have to do too much. Like he told Bartiz, like it's a cool you're a fan of my girl, but don't do that again. Don't say
Okay.
nothing else to her.
Period.
Period.
Yeah, yeah. But Bartise is just a whole nother.
He's
Yeah,
a boy. He's 25. I don't know why we expected anything more.
yeah.
He's aggravating inside the pod, so I don't know why anyone would expect him not to be aggravating outside the pods.
But you can tell he's very controlling. He's very controlling.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. 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 Yeah.
Bartiz.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, he's very controlling for sure.
He would have ran, and she really dodged a bullet by not marrying him. Um, um, oh God, it's just so much that I can just say, and I want to say, but I'm not gonna say. But I just feel like that was the best decision, and he knew from the beginning he didn't want her. He knew
Right.
from the beginning that he didn't want her. In real life, he wanted Raven. That's who he wanted.
Yeah, because he wanted someone who looks good with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because she was too much for him. He's the type that would have and I told y'all this in the very beginning. You ain't got to tell me more than once that you don't want me. He literally kept telling her this whole season he didn't want her, even to the point where he didn't even want to have sex with her. And then I'm like, I don't understand how she's blindsided at all.
Hmm. Yeah, and he's a good. He tried to be a really good actor. He tried. He really did. He tried to be like he was all into her and lovey-dovey and and I was just like, this dude is such a fraud. I mean, I literally saw it from the very beginning. Like he is a very handsome man, very well spoken. I mean, just the way he articulates for his age to just be 25 years old. He's very mature for his age. But yeah, it just made me it was giving me I want to be on TV vibes.
Yes.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
talk a good game, and I think he's in sales, right? So he definitely has the gift of gab. But
I
when
didn't
you
buy
start
none of it.
putting him on Front Street, like produce, like her brothers were saying, like, okay, well, we'll see it in how you treat our sister. We'll
Mhm.
see. We hear what you're saying, but show us, proof. Put the proof is in the pudding. And that's why he didn't like to be called out. And the moment that he gets called out on anything, he just goes off the wall. Child, people want to call me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. This season was it was a really good season. And I mean, child, this reunion really did it for me though. We could have skipped all of this and got to the reunion, be honest.
Facts.
Honest, because I really oh wait, Sabrina, we didn't hear how you feel about Zay and Cole.
Oh my God. I was in the chats when y'all was talking about that. Let me tell you something. This lady, Cole, let me tell you, Cole is not, no one's perfect. Nobody on this earth is perfect. I get it. And Cole had his issues. And one thing, when I look at Cole, I look at a boy in the process of becoming a man. That's what I see when I look at Cole. Cole seems like, he's a really good guy, but Cole is someone that is not, how can I put it? Because I really have to watch my words. Cole just seems like, he seemed like he really did like Zay. He really cared for her. She definitely was not his type, period, point blank. His type was Colleen. But when it comes to Zainab, she was very passive aggressive. She was very condescending. She was very nitpicky. She was very it was like every chance she got to to belittle him, she did. And maybe it was because of the things and how he was talking to her, which was, like I said, it was like a boy trying to have a relationship with a woman. And maybe she was irritated by that, and that's why she started to act like that. I mean, both of them had their wrongs, but it was just unfortunate how she just kind of treated him throughout the process. And he was oblivious to what was going on. A grown man would have been like, first of all, like, who are you talking to like that? You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
The conversations would have been a little different. And I just think that because of where he is in his life, he didn't really know how to articulate himself on the level of what she was bringing to him. So they clashed a lot. And I really felt like if he did want to marry her, it was at that point, because I don't know, she might have felt as if he had brought her self-esteem down, but in real life, she did that to him. I feel like after this, he needs to go get some counseling. And and I don't mean that in a funny way. I really mean that in a real way, because of at the reunion and how he was shedding his tears. He was really hurt by, how she acted, but in real life, he was kind of shocked. But for real, she acted like that throughout the whole season towards him. It's just an unfortunate situation. She really needs to get some healing, and I think he does too, on two totally different levels. And I think maybe after he gets that healing, he'll come out, as a man, and he'll also look back at this and say, you know what, these are the things I do need to change. These are the things that, I wish I would have said. And now I know how to approach, situations like this, and vice versa for him. And I hope that with both of them, that they find some growth and took this as a learning lesson and learning experiences, because they're both amazing people. They just weren't right for each other. And unfortunately, they both brought out the bad in each other.
I agree. I think they both need help. They both need help. I just didn't like how they jumped all on him as if he was the whole problem and nothing more.
Yeah.
And I think that's why everything got lost in translation when it came to, like, when we saw that last clip at the end, everybody turned on her because it was like, girl, you did all of this, and it seemed like you lying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, you saw how the network played the Cuties exclusive content at the end.
Yep.
I mean, if you watch that content, it was nothing like how she explained it.
No. And you can actually see that she already made up her mind because he was trying to go meet the family and everything. She was so dismissive.
Yeah.
So dismissive.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just unfortunate. I really pray for their healing and hope that they can make it out, because these are some, even though we're just viewers and we're just watching this, just because, I mean, freak, I was on a TV show, you know what I mean? And I had to deal with the scrutiny of it all, and the mental that some of us, have to go through and have to endure. It's real out here, like with the viewers and the fans, and they're getting it way more than what we got it. We were just on one season, and it's not like the show was just focused on us for, 15 to 18 episodes, but it was with their life. And honestly, a lot of even some of my castmates on my show, like, they had to go seek therapy behind what they endured. So I can only imagine what they're going through, and I really hope that, they really do get some help, and to, just find someone to just talk to, because it's a lot. And people that have never been placed in situations like we've been in will never understand ever what we went through and what we go through afterwards, with the ridicule and the comments and the trolls and the negative comments, and I mean the attacks, and I mean it's a lot, and it's unfortunate. So
They blew it out of proportion. Yeah, it's definitely they blew it out of proportion. I agree. I totally agree, y'all.
yeah.
But I guess that's all. I think we could wrap up. Love is blind. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for coming and talking to us.
Thank you so much.
Yay!
Thank you. Shout out. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, guys, before you leave.
Yes.
Hit that
Hit the
thumbs
like
up.
button.
Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Go check out Sabrina on YouTube. It's Miss Sabrina Soul on YouTube. Okay. Thanks to Ellie's girl. You my day one.
Welcome.
So I'm gonna drop y'all down.
Okay.
Okay, let me drop y'all down. Hold on. All right, so y'all, we are definitely. I'm gonna eat, and we're gonna come back to talk about Elijah Wan and Katina. And then later on this evening, we're gonna do our Married at First Sight live, because I want to do Elijah Wan and Katina a little separate from the Married at First Sight review. So this way we can have a good, balance of the conversation. Okay, so I'm gonna eat me some lunch. I'm gonna be back in maybe about another maybe 5 o'clock. We'll do Elijah Wan and Katina, and then later on this evening around 8 o'clock we'll do Married at First Sight. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for rocking out with me through this season. I know y'all kept saying love is blind, but I was here, I was watching, and we finally got it done. Don't forget to share this video, because we did drop a little bit of the tea up in here. Okay, we did drop, what supposedly might be coming out in the New York Times about Breon being, abusive or something like that. And we went through some things. So I think talk to you guys later. Thanks to Ellie's and Sabrina's for joining in the conversation, all that good stuff. Happy belated birthday, Monique. You my girl. Okay, I hope that your birthday was everything that you wanted it to be. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Peace.